What's up, everybody? Tanner here with our weekly Wednesday devotion. I hope that this video finds you well, finds you healthy, and finds you safe. But I also hope that this video finds you in a good spiritual place. Most of us that aren't essential workers right now have more downtime than usual. So I encourage you, use that time to be intentional with the Lord. You don't have to be in sweatpants watching Netflix and eating Cheetos all day. You can truly press in and see what God is showing you and teaching you through this season. I think oftentimes most of us get confused. We confuse busyness with productivity, and that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about the pace of our life and to take seasons of rest. So I want to start by telling you a story that took place about this time last year. It was spring. I was on my local community college campus in Elizabethtown, Kentucky, talking with a student on the sidewalk, and it was a deep spiritual conversation we were having. We were going back and forth with questions and responses, and throughout this entire time there were a couple kids off in the grass beside the sidewalk playing tag, screaming, yelling, rolling around in the dirt, doing everything that children do. And as the conversation pressed in deeper, I began to have a hard time focusing on what the student was asking and telling and talking about, and I became a little flustered and annoyed with the action or the disruption the kids were causing off to the side. Now, obviously, they have every right to be there and to be playing and to be doing things that kids do, so I didn't say anything. No one addressed it. We wrapped up our conversation, and then on my drive back to my office at the church, a question hit me. It was, how was your playtime? I kind of brushed the question off because I'm an adult, I'm mature, I don't have time to play, I'm too busy, my calendar, my schedule's full, right? But as the day went on, that question began to nag at me, and I began to think about the underlying question that was truly there. It wasn't about the playtime, it was about the rest and the downtime. You see, we live in a society where our busyness and our productivity are often used as status symbols. And a lot of us are not sure if we should even have playtime. You might be saying, Tanner, I've got 14 meetings and a family, and I've got to go to the grocery store and do all these things. I don't have time to have downtime. But I think that's part of what a lot of us are missing in life, and I think that is impacting our faith as well. There was research conducted by a man named Dr. Stuart Brown. He's a clinical researcher at the National Institute for Play, and it revealed that a lack of downtime actually leads to less work productivity. It leads to social isolation, which most of us are in now and we don't like, but it also can lead to the mindset of false productivity and even depression. So I ask you, are you confusing your busyness with being productive? And through his studies, and I'm not going to read through all of it because it's over my head, but he talks about the synapses in your brain and how downtime, playtime, can allow them to cool down from the pace in which they normally operate. So in layman's terms, since we're not scientists or researchers, it means if we want to be more productive at work, we want to be more productive at life, more intentional with our family and friends and with the Lord, then we need to be intentional about cultivating downtime. So, what does this mean for most of us? It means that we need to establish a mindset change. We need to establish a lifestyle shift. Maybe when we come home from work, we need to set our phone down. We need to get off of our email. We need to be intentional with the people around us. Maybe it means we need to carve out moments in our day where we can be intentional with the Lord. We can dive into His Word, see what God is showing us through His Word. We can pray, we can meditate, we can sing, even do songs and worship. We can do all of these things intentionally by carving out moments in our day to have times of rest and downtime. And I think what we're going to discover through that is by doing less, we're achieving more. We don't need to be working at 110 miles an hour all the time. In Mark, Jesus has a solution for us, and His solution is simple. In Mark 6:31, He says, "Come with me by yourselves to a quiet place and get some rest." And I think that might be what Jesus is saying to many of us right now. Come with me to a quiet place and get some rest. So let me ask you, are you moving at an unsustainable pace today? Is your life a little bit out of control? What can we do about that? Well, it leads to the question, how's your playtime?